Hey everybody, it is Caleb with Almond Landscape. Brittany and I are going to be speaking at Launchpreneur Live in Novi, Michigan on November 13th. Our speakers that are with us, Paver Pete, Brian Fullerton, of course, Jeff Joyner, Greg Whitstock, Corey Ballard, and the one and only Keith Kalfas, of course. Fantastic value for the ticket price. It's nothing but the epitome of value. Plus, myself, as a guy that likes to eat, they feed you pretty darn well at this thing too. So we really look forward to seeing you at Launchpreneur Academy. Live event, it's going to be fantastic. Again, November 13th, Novi, Michigan. We will see you folks there.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys. Good morning. Well, happy Monday morning and start of the work week for so many of us. Gosh, it has been a crazy last couple days, last couple of weeks here in the Fullerton household with baby, with making sure that she's being fed and there's the crazy schedule there, making sure Mama Bear is taken care of. And then also last week, we were just doing double cuts and triple cuts for all of our lawns as we had not actually been able to cut for basically a week and a half, 2 weeks. So all the lawns had 2 weeks of growth from the rain out the week and a half before. So it has been a crazy, crazy week. All right. Well, any which way, here's what I wanted to talk about today was I put a little feeler out there on Instagram, and that was, what is the fastest way to make $1,000 in a day with your lawn and landscaping company? And the reason I asked that is, look, let's just be honest with you. Right now, a couple different things are on the top of my mind. We're going into fall and we're going into winter. And so that is the off season for a lot of folks. If you have the privilege of, doing snow removal maybe in the, the North, the Midwest, the Northeast, you can more than likely keep the bills paid with just doing some simple snow plowing or even snow blowing, 10, 20, 30 driveways, right? However, not everybody does snow. And of course, as you get further south, maybe the Tennessee line, the Virginia line and south, there isn't any snow. So it's a lot more difficult to, keep the bills paid. Now, I do know that as you guys go a little bit further south, you guys are doing pine straw installs. You guys are doing maybe some fall pruning and leaf cleanups through, even December and January. Now, our fall cleanups typically end the first week or two of December. It can sometimes be around Thanksgiving or before. And sometimes we're lucky we can do fall cleanups through even Christmas week, right? But the bottom line is that fall is coming and not everybody gets the Florida, year-round work. Although even then, I think most of you guys in Florida go to bi-weekly service for the lawn maintenance, for January and February, and then things obviously kick back up there in March. So here's the deal. Fall is coming and a lot of us are either looking to, store some nuts, just like the squirrels, right? They get ready for fall and winter. And so whether you have money in the bank or you've been saving some money for that winter fund, there's a guy that's on YouTube named Johnny Moe, and he's an OG, if you will, in the lawn care industry and lawn care community. He's been on YouTube, gosh, for probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And he always talks about having a winter fund or just like a small kitty, that can take care of your bills through winter. Fantastic advice. That's usually his suggestion. Those are for the folks that aren't doing year-round work like snow plowing and snow removal, right? But even then, I would say is, hey, don't just bank on snow plowing to make ends meet, because here's why. You can't. You cannot typically count on snow removal to be there. I kind of call it extra credit income. Now, even if you have a $2 million, $10 million, $20 million snow business, look, let's be honest, the snow money is going to come in. It is going to be there. But at the same point, you don't want to, be banking on, 10, 20 snow events and hoping that work pays your snow bills and your overhead and your life and your family bills and your payroll and your salary and your guys that you're keeping on staff, right, through the winter. So here's what I wanted to do. I put a little feeler out there because a lot of us were going into fall and winter and you want to bank some extra money. Even if you have snow removal work like I was just talking about, you still want to pad stats and put a couple extra $1,000 in the bank. Me personally, I know I do. So I've got some ideas that I wanted to share on this episode of the podcast. And then what I did is, like I said earlier, I put a questionnaire out on Instagram If you guys aren't following along on Instagram, you guys really need to. It's at Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Our stories are super fun. Our feed is usually pretty fun. And we try to share the lay of the land about what's going on in the community and in our ecosystem as well. But give us a follow if you guys aren't yet on Instagram. And so I put one of those question, like little stickers out there. And I have about 8 different slides. Now, each one has about 8 suggestions. That's 56 suggestions or more. I don't think we're going to go through all of them, but I was reading through a bunch of them, and there's a lot of great tips, a lot of great suggestions. So here's the deal. One other thing I wanted to mention is that, let's say, for example, you already have your regular income and you already have your regular budget, but you wanted to add something in addition to. Let's say, we're coming up here on GIE Plus Expo in less than 2.5 weeks here, 3 weeks almost, right? You can still use the promo code Brian to save 50% on your registration to the show. The early bird pricing is no longer here, but you can still save 50%. And actually, it kind of even counts more because the ticket price, I think, is now $40. And so it would only be $20. Do not wait to register at the show. No matter what you do, I don't care whose code you use. I don't care when you register. But here's the deal. Do not wait in line. It's going to cost you an hour or two. Our friend Paul Jameson was talking about that. I've seen those lines for the folks that didn't register, and it's 200 folks deep. And let's say the event opens up at 9 a.m. You are not getting in there till 10:30 just because of the logistics of getting in line and getting your pass and finding your local bro and all that stuff. Look, use the promo code Brian, save 50%, but here's why. Let's say you have never been to GIE, or let's say you're going, and that trip's going to cost you $500 or $1,000. Okay. That's what I wanted to also talk about this podcast topic. Let's say you want to go to Launchpreneur Academy Live. Look, tickets are selling like fire right now. We sold 8 tickets the other day, a couple more this morning. Tickets are available at launchpreneuracademy.com, and that is our live event in November 13th, Saturday. I was texting Jeff Joyner this morning about his topics and his speech. Dude, it is going to be fire. He goes, can I talk about this? And I said, unapologetically, yes, bring the heat. These guys need to hear the truth. Dude, it's going to be awesome. So don't miss it. That is our peer-to-peer led live event in November, Suburban Collection Showplace. It is a private event. You have to get a ticket to it. It's $197. It is a steal. Okay, I'm telling you, it is a steal. By the way, just got informed that hotels just sold out. Okay, that's how many people are coming and packing out the place. It is one of those things where tickets do sell out. Hotel rooms do sell out. So we have the Spring Hill Suites down the road, not even a half mile down the road. That is the Overflow Hotel. It's 5 minutes down the road. But I'm telling you, we put these messages out and you're like, oh, it's like a free for all forever. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? There's tickets that sell out. There's limited capacity. Hotel rooms sell out at Louisville for GIE Expo. Hotel rooms sold out already for the Hyatt up here for Launchpreneur Academy. So fear not, we have an Overflow Hotel. So just talk to them at the Spring Hill Suites in Wixom, Michigan. But here's the deal. Let's say you want to come to our live event and it's going to cost you $500 to $1,000, right? And you got your bills paid for, but you need to get an extra $500 to $1,000, wrapped up to, come check out that event. It's an investment into you, your future. Maybe you want to bring your spouse, which I'd highly encourage. Well, let's talk about getting an extra $1,000 in the checking account. Okay. There's still 5, 6, 8 weeks left in the season for most of us, especially here in the Midwest and the Northeast. Some folks are shutting it down. They're just coasting into the finish line. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the fun Instagram videos where, some bicyclist starts celebrating within the last 50 feet of the finish line, or some roller skate guy, or some, 100-yard dash guy, and they all start celebrating. Well, you know what happens? Don't they let off the gas, and then they always get smoked by somebody else who kept their foot on the gas. Okay. So here's my suggestion to you. Use this podcast as a second wind. Use GIE Plus Expo as a second wind. Use Launchpreneur Academy Live 2021 as a second wind. And guys, you are going to propel your business like crazy into 2022, and you're going to smoke everybody that's taking their hand off the gas and their hand off the plow, right? Their foot off the gas, I should say. Their hand off the plow, right? So here's the deal. Let's do this really quick. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors, show announcements. You guys can tell I'm fired up, man. I'm drinking my go-to drink of choice, which is the good old-fashioned Mountain Dew. By the way, anybody who says that this reduces sperm count, that is not true. That is fake news because... well, any which way, we just had a beautiful baby, and I think I put Mountain Dew in my body more than I do regular water. Amen. So, and there goes my health nuts, right? I'm getting better. Okay. That's what the off season for. But just like we got to stack some money in the bank account for fall to build up that little nest egg, I'm putting out that extra winter weight now just because, you know what? You ain't going to see me starving in January and February. I'll tell you that much. All right. All right. Let's hear from today's show sponsor. We're going to come right on back and we're going to hear the best way to make $1,000 a day in your lawn and landscape business. Let's check it out.
Calling all landscape pros who want to get serious about healthy turf and a healthier bottom line. It's time to throw down new innovations. Built on 50 years of proven agronomic proficiency, Lesco fertilizers, control products, seed, and equipment are engineered to produce more resilient turf. We'll continue to bring new technologies, so no matter the day, you'll always bring your A game. Upgrade and outperform with Lesco. Visit siteone.com/Lesco today to learn more.
Lawns, lessons, and live. This is the Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast. Now, your host, Brian Fullerton.
All right, guys. Well, we are back, and let's jump into this list. I'm going to go through as many of these I can in the next 20 minutes or so. And you know what? This might be just a good memory jogger. It might be something that, hey, I don't care if you've been in business for 10 plus years. You can always learn from other people, all right? So here we go. Let's go through these. And again, the idea is, how do we make an extra $1,000 a day in our lawn and landscape business? I don't care if it's a one-off day. Hey, that's still a pretty good day. I don't care if you sell the work and you got to go produce it over the weekend, or you got to go produce it over a Monday or Tuesday. At least you got the opportunity to generate an extra $1,000. All right. We're going to go to Alex Cretella, 27. He said, work 10 hours that day and make $100 an hour. You know what? That's a really good premise. I like that a lot. If you know your rates, it's a lot easier to work backwards versus just kind of shooting it from the hip, right? We got Gas Lawn Pros. He said landscaping upsells. Landscaping upsells is a great opportunity. You know, let's say you go install, 13, 14 yards of mulch, at $30 a yard for material costs. You got $300-400 into the job. Your $1,400-1,400 job now is down to a grand gross. You got a little bit of labor in there. Maybe you got you and a buddy and you pay him $100-150 cash, or even just on the payroll that day. You're still going to net, $800-900 after delivery fees. Hey, I'll count it. You can absolutely move 12 to 14, 15 yards on a mulch job on a weekend. No problem. Go out there. You know what? Well, not everybody wants mulch this time of year. That's true. But you know what? Go knock on about 20 or 30 doors. I guarantee you'll be able to find somebody that'll let you do their mulch, all right? All right, here's what we got. We got another one that says mow 20 yards in one day. That's Larson's Lawn and Landscape. Hey, you know what? You could absolutely do that. You can go around and just cut extra other people's lawns. Go knock on some doors, generate some business. $40 a pop, $40 a pop, $40 a pop. That's what? 40 times 20 is $800. Hey, we're getting there. Not too bad. We got right here. It says Earth Advocate, Ohio. Oh, we got Logan. He says, call the net 30 customers that I know will expedite payment and reschedule a DOR job for the next day. I don't know what a DOR job is. I'm, coming at this real time, so my brain's not I'm sure it's a simple acronym, but I like what he said. Get a customer to expedite payment. So let's say somebody is out net 60, net 90 days. Call them up and say, hey, is there a way that we can get a check now? I use this all the time, especially in the winter when we're trying to finish up our end of year, like in December. I say, for anybody that's past due, which is very, very rare, I say, hey, we're trying to close out our books for 2021. Is there a way that we can get that check now so we can count it on this year's business expenses and this year's business income? Almost all the time, everybody, because they're trying to manage their books too, they're going to say yes. So maybe you have something that's out there 60, 90 days, maybe try to get it up closer to 30 days, or just reach out to them and tell them that you're trying to close out your books for. Here's a good one. With lawn care and landscaping, we do two different contracts in our business. We have lawn care contracts. We've got snow removal contracts. You can get snow removal contract templates, launchpreneuracademy.com. Those are selling like crazy right now. Thank you for the support. But if you're in the snow business, you don't have good contracts, ours are downloadable, editable, plug and play. They're incredible, okay? Here's the thing I always say too. Our lawn care contracts end October 31st, okay? If we have, we're going into November, leaf cleanups. We're going into December. We're ready for snow removal, for example. You guys can still do this down south, but let's say your regular season wraps up in October. You can still call people in November or December and expedite that payment. Hey, we're wrapping up the lawn care season. We're looking to shift gears into snow removal season. We're sending out our invoices now. You can call or text these people and just say, hey, is there a way that you can square up with this in the next 14 days, next 7 days, next 48 hours? It would be very helpful, all right? I like that. Sometimes you got to dig for your money. Somebody said, we got Risky Bourbon. He said, knock on the doors for some tree work. I love that. You can absolutely go, do a pruning job, knock down some trees. Maybe, you see a winter snowstorm come through really quick, or a windstorm, especially in October, things are thinning out, they're getting brittle. Maybe a crazy, windstorm comes through. Go, clean up all the dead trees that fell around town, $200-$400. You got a dump trailer, a dump insert, get a buddy or two, get some chainsaws. You're ready to rock and roll. All right. Is this helping you guys? This stuff is like fun. It just kind of jogs the memory. There is so much money out there. It's not even funny. It's just whether or not you're willing to work. Okay. We got Mills Lawnscapes. He says, clean beds of weeds, trim bushes, clean up clippings, full mulch, easy $1,000. So he's talking about doing like a bed renovation, clean up the shrubbery, clean up some of the trees, clean up the weeds, and mulch that bad boy. Abso-freaking-lutely, okay? Ditch the itch. He said, fly to Mexico. I don't know what you're going to do down in Mexico for a G, but we'll leave it up to Austin Douglas with Ditch the Itch. He's a really, really good dude. Hey, Austin, if you're listening to the show, the steamer that you sent for the baby formula bottles and all that stuff and all the breast pump, parts. That steamer is working great. Liz told me to text you. It's been a week. I haven't done it, so I figured I'd give you a shout out on the podcast. So, all right, we got Paul. He said fall cleanups, and then he also said upsell, aerations, and overseeds. Look, my go-to, I'm just going to hit it right now while we're talking about aeration and overseed. That is absolutely one of my go-tos in the fall. Okay. In fact, in the spring, when we need startup revenue, the first 10 years, I did spring aerations, $50, $75, $100 a pop, whatever it is. And those 20, 30, 40, 50, 80 aerations for real would be the make it or break it, because you need $2, $3, $4, $5 grand in the beginning of the season to get a business going, right? For some of you guys have larger companies, you need $15,000, $20,000, $50,000 with labor and mulch and all this other stuff. Well, instead of taking a line of credit out, go book out 100, 200, 300 spring aerations. That can absolutely help you not go into the red already and then wait 60, 90 days to get paid from all this heavy front end spring work, right? By the way, same thing as we're here in the fall. If you have never done aerations, we have an aeration course, $49, invest in yourself. You will learn so much. We've got a dozen plus aeration and overseeding videos on YouTube as well, right? Learn how to do aerations. It's the simplest thing to do. I guarantee you, if you go on a Friday and you go knock on doors all day, hey, we're doing aerations tomorrow. We're doing a special, normally $149. We're banging them out for $99 for a special. You line up a walk behind aerator or a stand on aerator, or you borrow a friend's stand on aerator, right? Go borrow your friend's stand on aerator for $100, and you go knock on doors all day Friday, and you tell customers, hey, we're going to be back here tomorrow. It's normally $149. We're going to do yours for $99. Can you mark your sprinkler heads in the Comcast line if you can? And if you go knock on doors for 8 hours, I mean, you really do need to make $1,000, okay? Here's the deal. If you're treating it like foo-foo and you don't need to make it, you're not going to make it, right? If you're not hungry for it, I mean like viciously hungry, because I'm like still constantly viciously hungry for it. If you don't treat it like serious, it's not going to happen for you. You bang on 6 doors and, you're like, you know what? After 6 people, they all said no or laughed at you in the face, which they're not going to laugh at you in the face, but they're going to tell you they're not interested. That's fine. You have to go through 6, 10, 20 door knocks to find somebody who's interested. I don't care if you're selling meat, steaks out of a freezer. I don't care if you're selling, Girl Scout cookies, okay? You're going to get no's. Everybody's going to get no's. But you come into this 3-4 week period of the season right now and you go knock on doors. Hey, me and my buddies, we got an aerator. We're just looking to drum up some extra work while we have this rental. We happen to be in your area. We can do it right now for $99. Are you interested? Yeah, like we're totally interested. Actually, True Green has us on the schedule. They haven't showed up yet. We don't know when they're coming, but if you guys want to do it right now, let me go pick up the kids' toys and the dog poop in the backyard and you guys can go bang it out. Guarantee you can do that. You know what? I think next spring or next fall, I'm going to do a challenge like that. And we're going to vlog. We're going to do like Gary V junkyard garage sailing style. And we're going to go knock on doors. No prior experience in that sub. No, we're going to do it in a different part of town. I'm going to go to like Brighton, Michigan or something, 20, 30 minutes away. And I'm going to have Rob film the whole time. And we're going to go do a little door to door and see how many we can sell and how much we can generate. Cause I will put my money where my mouth is that we could do an extra $1,000, $1,500 a day with little door to door sales, door to door knocking, and make it happen. All right. Let's keep going. We've got the Fraser Outdoor Living concept. Hey, Fraser Outdoor Living. I didn't know he regularly listens to the show. That's awesome. He said, install a pool coping or copping. I think it's coping. Is that the tarp that goes over a pool? I'm not entirely sure, but sounds good to me. All right. Henry.Kramer said, sell a truck cheap. that was going to be another one. This is a lot of people submitted something like this, was sell something. Now's a great time of the year to offload a lot of equipment. Okay. You'll see a lot of people unloading lawnmowers, a lot of people unloading extra weed whips or just, stuff that's laying around the shop. Maybe, a debris loader. They're unloading certain things because other people are in the market to buy them, right? I guarantee you, if you look around your shop, you probably have an old weed whip. You probably have an old edger. You probably have a defunct Billy Goat leaf blower laying around, or a little Wonder leaf blower. You haven't ran them for 18 months. It's just sitting there. Okay. You might have an old four-wheeler or a quad that you outgrew. The engine, needs some work. It's worth $2,000. If you just dumped it for $1,000, you could get rid of it tomorrow. Okay. There are so many of you guys sitting on equipment. It's not even funny. By the way, even taking it to the scrapyard, you have all your lawnmower blades, you have old weed whips sitting around, you have some old, equipment racks from your first setup that are laying around because you bought some equipment defenders, some green touch, from Ballard, Brian's 10. But you know what? Those old racks, they're laying around, they're worth something, right? Take them to the scrapyard and you can get $20, $50, $100 for a lot of the scrap stuff that you have, right? So sell something. Some of you guys have lawnmowers that are sitting around and they're the ugly duckling. You're not doing anything with them. You're going to go buy the new Exmark stand down that's coming in 2 weeks. I didn't say that. And you're going to unload your other zero turn or standard that's got 1,500 hours on it. Hey, get rid of that used equipment, that extra equipment that's laying around. Everybody has something. I guarantee it that they're not using. All right. All right. Garden.bro, he said, do a sod install, find something to sod. Amen to that. I don't do a lot with sod, but I know there's a lot of good money in there. All right. Somebody said, spray paint your municipality's name on the truck and tell them you need money. That's unlimited endeavors. That might work, What's one of the old scams out there is like go spray paint somebody's address in front of their mailbox and demand $200. I'm not saying to do that, but it could be an option. Depends how bad you need a G, right? Somebody said right now, go sell 3 snow contracts for $350 a contract. I like that. That is a really, really good thing. So he's talking about go sign up 3 snow customers for $300, $400, $500 and go drum up work. Yeah, go sell. Go pass out postcards. Go dial the phone. Dial for dollars, we'll call it. Go sell a couple snow contracts. By the way, let's say you're trying to do this in the spring and you needed $1,000 up front. We did this all the time. We'd get 1 or 2 or 3 people to prepay for the season. Now, I'm a big advocate of not doing that like crazily because you don't want to get 30, 40, 50% of your customers to prepay, burn through all that cash because maybe you're not as disciplined or financially disciplined. That was my story for a long time. We would have, 10 people prepay and then my monthly cash flow should have been 12 or 13 grand a month, but it was 10 or 11 grand a month. And I'm like, why are we coming up a little bit short? Like, it doesn't seem like we have enough money coming in for the work we did. Oh yeah, well, we took 12 grand of prepay up front, burned it in the spring, running the business, getting stuff going. And then, it still is going to permeate into your lifestyle. You're going to go out to eat. You're going to go buy clothes or stupid stuff, right? So you're burning that cash that should have been set for reserves, right? All right, so let's keep going. Anything that involves work, Aunt Mac. There you go. That's a good answer. Another one for the rent and aerator. It seems like aerations are the way to go for, this time of year. Somebody said massive fall cleanup, anywhere over $90 an hour per for him and the rig, it looks like, and then $40 per hour after that. Sure, if that's his rates, Earthscape LD, something like that, didn't show all the way. That's not a bad idea as well. All right, let's keep going. A Lawns Services, he said, sell some, quote, backup equipment. I think we've all been there and we totally know what that's talking about. All right, Zumstein Landscaping, he said, do some excavation work. I don't know a lot about excavation. I literally have no clue. I love watching, Caleb and Brittany Allman on YouTube. I just literally saw yesterday Caleb doing a review of his 305 mini excavator. That was actually really cool to watch, but if you can do some excavation work and maybe that's your bread and butter, go find somebody that needs a pad or 2 for a pole barn. Go find somebody that needs something dug out in a landscape bed. I don't know. Subcontract out your services if you got the equipment, right? All right. Somebody said door knocking, selling, trimming, tree removal service all the time. Guys, here's the deal. Look around. I think that's the honest answer is look around. There's money. They say money doesn't grow on trees. That's not true. You go zip around town or in the subdivisions, find somebody whose front landscaping looks gnarly, okay? Find somebody who has a nice car in the driveway. Okay, they got some Cadillac, CTS. and it's a nice $300,000-$400,000 home, but their front landscaping looks like garbage. Okay. Walk up to the door, knock, and say, hey, I'm a landscaper. We're looking to drum up some extra work this fall to keep me and my guys busy. I noticed that your front lawn looks beautiful, but your front landscaping doesn't really seem like it fits the caliber of the type of home you have and the car in the driveway. I would imagine you want a beautiful front landscape. Maybe you guys have just been busy. I don't know. But hey, would you guys ever be open to a bid or an estimate to take a look at, your front landscaping? Whatever. And the guy goes, you know what? Absolutely. We had a newborn baby. I work from home. My wife she's on maternity leave. Dude, I can totally relate to not having any time right now. You know what? Yeah, it totally got overgrown. The guy's got some money. He makes $80,000 a year, right? He's doing whatever. And you say, hey, look, I got to do a couple quick measurements here, but I could prune these trees. I could, clean the shrubs up. We can lay 6 fresh yards of mulch. We could probably knock it all out in a day for you. $1,400. Normally that's about $1,700-$1,800 during the busy season, sir. But we'd be more than happy to knock it out for about $1,450 maybe. And we can actually start tackling it literally tomorrow. Okay. You guys just literally solved that guy's problems. He's getting phone calls from his neighbors. Hey, Jim, when are you going to cut the lawn and do fix the landscape? He's going to get a letter from his HOA. He's getting the eyes. He doesn't, he's got that peer pressure, right? All right, let's keep going. Another person said mulch job. We've got another one. Install pool coping. That's pretty cool. I don't know what that is, but I got to look that up, right? Somebody said, go work a half a day. It's not that hard. Well, there you go. I like the attitude. That was from Imperial. Let's keep going. What else do we got? You guys enjoying these, by the way? All right. 8 aerations if it's in the fall. There you go. I like that. You guys are hilarious, man. I love reading these real time. Somebody said Mason's property management. He said, robbing me first. Take some Tesla emblems and sell them on Facebook. Oh, that's good stuff. Hey, my car's got the Sentry mode set up. I got the little USB stick in there. So I got 8 cameras panning around. So don't touch my car. That is really funny though. But hey, go jack some rims. I'm not telling you guys what to do. All right. Cal Parks, he said, go detail some cars. That's not a bad idea. I mean, if you got you and a buddy and maybe you guys can go detail some cars for, I don't know, $75, $100, $150, $200 for the interior. Maybe it's not lawn and landscaping related, but detailing inside of cars, you can absolutely do that. You can make a couple $100 in 2-3 hours, no problem. Do 3, jobs in a day and you can come up with $1,000 pretty quick. All right. Somebody said, cut an extra 20 to 30 homes. I like that idea. Mulch or pruning. We've got the plain dork. He said mass planting of shrubs and trees. We got another for sod installation. Somebody said go sell snow contracts and bring some money up front. Pull your money ahead. Rojas Company LLC or Rojas. He said concrete. It's easy money and a good money maker. All right, I like that. There you go. Sutton Outdoor LLC. Ooh, this will be a good one. He said, transfer the money from my profit account to my business checking account and withdraw the cash. Hey, I think he is a huge subscriber to the Profit First philosophy and form of accounting with Mike Michalowicz. Haven't really had the time to read that book just yet, but I've heard a lot of great things, and it's definitely turning into a phenomenon this last 12, 18 months, seeing that gentleman pop up everywhere. All right, somebody said Somebody said underbid a job so you get it. That makes sense. All right, let's keep going. Sell a push mower or 2. A lot of guys, you know what? That's another thing that some of you guys are really good at. Go find some junk mowers from the guy who's just selling them off to make some money. Fix them up, get them working, and you can sell them for a quick turnaround. I know Alex Nickens does that all day long with push mowers, Little Wonder, leaf blowers and all that stuff. And he just flips. He flips a lot of equipment. That's not a bad idea at all. All right. You guys got some inappropriate responses too, but that's pretty funny. Treasures Coast Lawn Pros. Ask Brian for money because he has a Tesla. Well, that's not the best route there because all my money is going into the house right now. So I'm very cash poor, right? One of those deals. Isn't that what they say? All right. We got some other ones here. Aeration. Take it out of your job deposit account if I was desperate. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Maybe you have some work that you're going to be doing here soon and you're taking some money out of the business. You could always borrow against your 401k and all this other stuff. I don't think you really have to do any of that. All right, let's see what else we got. Core aeration, snow plow snow removal and planting. All right. It looks like, and then when you guys sent me a meme, all right, it said Michigan is throwing out numbers here like it's the Powerball: 54, 33, 72, 42, 65, and 45. You guys send me the funniest stuff on Instagram, man. I love it. Right. Here's the deal. These are just some short and sweet ones, right? These are maybe 10 or 15. I know there's a lot of repeaters in there, but this was 10 to 15 ideas to make $1,000 in a day. If it was me personally, and I had to come up with $1,000, my first go-to would be to sell something off. My second would absolutely be to aerate. My third one would be to find a mulch job that we can do. Number 4 would be call my other lawn and landscape bros, subcontractors or people that I subcontract for, and ask if they have any work right now that they need me to do. For real. There's so much work out there. Believe it or not, when you get a marketing machine going and you've been in business for more than 5 to 10 years, you're going to realize the phone doesn't stop. Now, when you're new and you might be wondering, how do I make $1,000 in a day? It's one of those things where you're like, that's tough. It's impossible. How do I make $1,000 in a day? Or I don't have enough work to keep me busy. When you've been in business for 5, 10 years, and it doesn't mean you're a big shot. It just means your SEO is ranking. You've got great customers out there, a lot of referral work. It's a snowball effect, right? Call some of your other friends that have been in business for a minute and say, hey, dude, look, I got to make an extra $1,000 here in the next 48 hours. I had an unexpected medical bill. I had an unexpected doctor visit, an unexpected urgent care thing, an unexpected expense. Or, hey, dude, I'm trying to figure out how to drum up an extra $1,000 to go to a GI Plus Expo or Launchpreneur Academy Live. It's this event that I'm doing in November. It's going to be awesome. I need to make an extra $1,000. Do you have any work that you could unload onto me and my guys, me and my schedule? And you know what? If more people ask that question out there and like humbled the ego, I don't think you'd have any breaks or laps in any of the work that you're doing. Because, for example, I had a buddy, true story. His name is Chaz. He's a great friend. I unloaded 3 pruning jobs to him. Let's see. He did them the second week of September, wrapped up right before the rain out week. And I unloaded a $650 pruning job, a $450 pruning job, and a $575 pruning job. He did 2 of them back to back in a day, and the next one the next day. So I don't know what does that come up to, but it was like $450, $575, and I think the other one was $650. That's $1,675 that homie generated in his business in 2 days. Here's the thing. I threw an extra $50 on top of each one because there was 2 commercial properties and an HOA. Sometimes I throw a little kitty on top for me to, for the brokering of a subcontractor. I pay the subcontractor, the client pays me, just so we're, not sending extra invoices to the customer. But that work right there, did I want to make the extra money? Absolutely. Did I have the time to do it? Absolutely not. With getting ready for GIE Plus Expo, with getting ready for Launchpreneur Academy Live. We've got some other, crazy stuff that we're working on behind the scenes with the home. Some really exciting announcements. We've got the second channel. We've got the YouTube channel. I've got a newborn baby, trying to make sure that I still spend some time with the wife. Making $1,675 is very important to me. All those other priorities as well. You got to pick or choose what you can do in life, right? I said, this work has to get done. I don't have the time for it. My other friend, I said, hey, are you interested or not interested? No right or wrong answer. He said, dude, absolutely. He said, absolutely. I sent him $1,675 worth of business that will, ring up for $1,725 or whatever. And you know what? He made, $800 per day back to back. And one of the days it was like freaking raining. And he's like, hey, you can prune in the rain. And he knocked it out. He had a heavy raincoat and he knocked it out. All right. So if you don't have work, and I'm not saying my friend Chaz doesn't have work. He has a successful business. He's been doing this for 10 plus years. He's got a great company actually. But here's the deal. Maybe you don't have work, but there's guys like me or you or other folks out there that do have work that don't have the time to produce it all. And the timeline to get the work done is shortening very quick. Is it not? Especially as we're going into fall. You got your fall prunings. You got your, one other thing that you could have put in here was sprinkler blowouts. That's one that somebody's probably screaming in the truck right now. Do some sprinkler blowouts. I don't know a ton about sprinkler blowouts, but I'll tell you what, I know guys that are listening in. There is Craig Unfred, I think his last name. Shoots me messages all the time. Prays for us. Super appreciate that. He does like 200 blowouts at I think like $40 or $50 a pop. What is that? $8,000, $10,000. Okay. It only takes him like 2-3 weeks to do that. Not even. I think he does them all in like 2-week window, just crushes them out, rents the compressor and the diesel compressor and all that stuff. And he just cranks those out. Maybe you don't know anything about that. I guarantee you, if you find somebody that did 2 or 3 with you, and then you watch 10 YouTube videos and it put a little sweat equity into it, you could figure it out in no time. All right. So guys, that's what I got for you today. Excuse me, my throat is all over the place. It's one of those things where I wanted to talk about this topic because I know a couple guys were asking me, hey, what do we do for winter? I'm starting to get those questions. Hey, how do I keep the money coming in? Hey, I don't have enough money saved yet to make me feel comfortable for winter. How do I make some extra last minute money for fall? Or how do I even keep the money coming in through fall? Let's say you're not doing snow, but maybe you guys are down south. Go prune, go do cleanups, install pine straw, do some mulch, do some landscaping, do some flower planting if you're allowed to or able to, I should say, in different regions, right? Get creative. Think. There's tons of money out there, tons of opportunity out there, okay? You just the best place to look for help, they always say, is at the end of your own arm, okay? That's your hand. Pick up the phone, make some calls, go shake some hands, talk to some subcontractors, talk to some customers, and I guarantee you can figure out creative ways to make $1,000 in a day. Or even if it took you a weekend to do and you did it on a Saturday, Sunday, that's fine too. The reason for the podcast was we're going in the fall. Money is going to be shoring up, right? It's hard to mow grass in December and January and February, at least up here in the Midwest. So if you don't have that winter fund saved up, like our friend Johnny Moe talks about, where you're not doing a lot of winter work or you're not trying to bank on winter work, well, these are some great things you can do over the next couple weekends, the next couple weeks to keep that revenue coming in. Simultaneously, let's say you want to go to GI Plus Expo and you want to use the promo code Brian to save 50% on the for your registration, right? Fantastic. It's going to be a commitment to go down there, right? It's going to be a couple $100 for hotels, couple $100 for food, couple $100 for, a flight or gas money, obviously. And you want to make an extra $500 to $1,000 to attend that whole experience, the third week of October, 20th through the 22nd. Hey, go do 10 aerations the weekend before, make $1,000. That way it doesn't come out of your actual, business budget or your regular family's finances. Okay. That's what I always do. Every time I want to buy another stupid gun or I want to buy a stupid watch or buy something stupid. Okay. I like buying stupid stuff. Maybe some of you guys don't mind buying stupid stuff once in a while. But my goal is to never take it out of like the baseline income, the baseline business that comes in from our 2 small companies, right? If I want to, go blow $200 of ammo, I'm like, okay, like I don't want to be that guy where I take it out of the family budget. It's not fair, but of course my wife's like, go ahead, do whatever you want, like go decompress. Yeah. But for me personally, like I want to go do an extra pruning job that week, a couple extra aerations, do something, right, where I can bring in some extra money to not have to take it out of the family budget. Okay, that's just how I work, and I know it's a little bit different out there because we're already doing enough work that we could spend that $200 out of like the regular revenue and income we're bringing in for the business. But it's just something that kind of pushes me to do a little plus one. It helps me like chase a goal. I'm a very like goal oriented person where if I can do a little extra work, make a bit of extra money, it makes that reward or that experience or that event or that thing I buy that much better and that much more, I appreciate it that much more because I worked a little extra harder to get it. Does that make sense? Last thing I'll say, little plug here again for Launchpreneur Academy Live. You guys are hearing the promotions. You guys are emailing me about tickets, spouse tickets, 4 or more group rates, which they're discounted if you have you and maybe your crew or a couple guys come in. Get your guys' ticket now. I'm telling you straight up, they're selling fast. They're starting to pick up steam and momentum, which would make sense. We got 40 days until the live event. I'm telling you, don't miss it. I'm so excited. I'm talking to all the different folks with their topics, the folks that are coming in. We've got just an all-star power pack lineup. You have never been to an event like this before unless you've been to Launchpreneur Academy 2020 or 2019, okay? There's nothing else in the industry like it. This isn't some corporate snuff fest where people are just, all hoity-toity and they're all like wearing suits and ties and it's all like just stuffy, that kind of a deal. I hate that kind of stuff, okay? It's not some industry, guy who got elected to some board who has been in the industry for 40 years, but he doesn't know how to communicate or talk because he's just exhausted from the industry. And he's like, you know what? I got a $4 million company, but it's been a hard road to hoe. And he's got gray hair. And you're like, dude, I don't want to learn from this guy. He's not excited or passionate or profitable, or maybe he is profitable, but at the same point, he's more on like he's just waiting for some private equity company to like, buy him out of his company. that guy's not passionate in it. He's not excited and he's not hungry for it. He's just like coasting until somebody offers him a $5 or $10 million check. I don't want to be around that either, just to be honest with you. Okay. I know other events. I'm telling you, you can Google them right now. I can name drop them, but I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I'm not in competition with anybody. I don't care. I'll put my event against your event any friggin' day. Okay. Period, case closed. But there's other events out there right now. They're $1,200 and $1,300. I literally looked at the marquee in the lineup. I said, who you got coming in for $1,200? I got to pay $1,200 to come to your place plus travel plus hotel. I was looking at the lineup. Again, no disrespect. I'm not even saying who or what it is out there. And it's not like another like influencer or YouTuber or anything like that. They're corporate ran events. And I'm like, and there's like 50 people that show up. Okay. Launchpreneur Academy Live brought to you by Xmark, Red Max, Sure Track Trailer, and Yardbook. Okay. We've got the Full Throttle Adrenaline Park. That's brought to you by Toro Horizon 360, the Friday night. Indoor high-speed go-karts. We have the whole place to ourselves, 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. Make sure you guys show up. It's going to be such a barn burner there the night before. And then all day. Okay, all day on Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30, we've got just speaker after speaker after speaker and an additional special guest speaker coming in who I know she is going to literally blow your guys' socks off, okay? That's what I got, okay? If you're looking to come to LAL, get your tickets, launchpreneuracademy.com/store. If you've been meaning to get it, here's your call to action, as the kids say on YouTube. Here's your call to action. Go on the website tonight and get your ticket now, because when we have 300 tickets sold, they are sold. Straight up. Okay. And just like the hotel sold out, this isn't like some salesy tactic where it's like, hey, don't worry, 500 more tickets mysteriously became available. That's not how it works. The hotel, it sold out. Now people are at the Overflow Hotel, the Spring Hill Suites down the road. Okay. So if that's the case, I'm just telling you, like real life, like just real talk, things are selling out. There's limited quantities of things to go around. Okay. So if you're excited about checking it out, get the $197 ticket, launchpreneuracademy.com. If you want a spouse ticket, $149, shoot me an email. We PayPal you an invoice. Once that's paid and squared up, we can add your spouse, husband or wife, obviously, to the registration list. Okay. So guys, that's what I got for you today. Trying to add some value today, try to help you guys get, motivated, get that second wind out there. A lot of us are exhausted. It's been a long year. It's been a long season. The weather's kind of dipping. It's getting cooler. Those dark mornings, you don't really want to go out there maybe as early, or, you're just kind of like pacing or putzing a little bit. It's getting darker early as well in the evening. So you can't stay out there even if you want to hustle as much. The season's kind of forcing you to shut it down at 6, 7 o'clock, maybe even earlier. We totally get it. We're in the exact same boat. But as the light is squeezing and as the season is squeezing us, it doesn't mean that we can't squeak out a couple more bucks to put in the till before the season is over, right? All right, guys. Well, hey, that's what we got for you today. We've got another guest interview coming this Wednesday. We got a Friday takeover this Friday with, I think, Mike Gunn. The rest of the week is going to be just jam-packed. It's going to be a banger. Thank you guys so much for the support. By the way, September was our best month ever with the podcast. Like freaking incredible. Thank you guys so much for the downloads, the support. Can't thank you guys enough for listening to me ramble. Literally the most unlikely podcaster on the planet, let alone YouTube personality on the planet. Okay. By the way, one other thing, if you listen all the way to the end, this is why you do. Some very, very exciting things happening behind the scenes with the house. Okay. Like all systems go since last Tuesday. Okay. I'll just say it. We got approved for the mortgage and the house and all this other stuff. It is going to be epic. Okay. It's going to be a wild ride. If you want to catch up with all of it, go to our second channel. Right now it's named Fullerton Party of 2, FPO2. We're going to be changing the name of that channel here in about a week. We've got some exciting things that we're rebranding and retooling and getting that channel going. We're going to document and vlog the whole home building process, our estate property process, build a pole barn here next summer. So many great things that are going to be coming down the pike. All right. You guys can hear it in my voice. I'm smiling. I'm happy. I'm happy when I was broke, man. I'm happier when I'm making a couple bucks, just like some of you guys are. And you know what? It feels good to be winning in life. Amen. I think maybe we could all just take 10 seconds and just realize we're most of us, 99% of you guys listening in, we're so much further along than we were just a couple months back or even a year ago. And praise God and let him get all the glory. Okay. So guys, that's what we got for you today. Don't forget to leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We're almost to 1,000, which is really cool. That's my podcast goal for this year. I think we're at like 935 I saw on chartable.com. If you ever want to see how podcasts are ranking, go to chartable.com, CHARTABLE.com, and you'll see myself, Caleb Allman, and of course, Paul Jameson as well in the top 100 pretty frequently. All thanks to you guys. All right. That's what I got for you guys on today's show. Guys, we look forward to catching up with you here on Wednesday. Don't forget to tune in on Friday. We're going to have a takeover. So exciting. Last week it was awesome. This week's awesome. Oh my God, we're all just crushing it out there. And guys, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. We'll catch up with you guys here on the next one.
Calling all landscape pros who want to get serious about healthy turf and a healthier bottom line. It's time to throw down new innovations. Built on 50 years of proven agronomic proficiency, Lesco fertilizers, control products, seed, and equipment are engineered to produce more resilient turf. We'll continue to bring new technologies, so no matter the day, you'll always bring your A game. Upgrade and outperform with Lesco. Visit siteone.com/Lesco today to learn more.
Hello, it's Marty. Are you interested in starting a lawn care business, but you're still struggling to learn the best workflow and even master the basics? Want to mow like a pro? Lawntrepreneur Academy is making available the How to Professionally Cut Grass training program. It includes 4 tutorial-style videos designed to help you learn the basics for mowing, trimming, edging, and blowing. If you've been wondering what's the most efficient way to cut grass and make the properties that you manage look as manicured as possible, then this economical $30 program is for you. Brian will teach you the basics of how to operate each piece of equipment, tips and tricks that he's mastered over the last decade, and even the best way to approach a lawn to make sure that you're turning your customers into raving fans. Now, these tutorial videos, they're great to share with anyone on your team that's got a smartphone or a tablet. Utilize them as tutorials, as e-training. With new hires on the team, you can ramp up the onboarding process by teaching new team members the best way to cut grass as a lawn care professional. Learn best practices. Whether you've mowed 1 lawn or 1,000 lawns, there's something to be learned in this fun and educational How to Professionally Cut Grass training program exclusively at lawntrepreneur.academy.com.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.